My name is Mara de Boer officially. Most people know me as Mara Bunker on Facebook. When people send me something, they think my last name is Bunker, but that's our first American bully. And I started Facebook because I was very in love with him, and I thought, well, that's going to be my Facebook name. I have my own hydrotherapy practice, so I do rehabilitation for dogs that have like orthopedic or neurologic problems, and I help them recover. I've been doing that for almost 18 years now. Well, our first American bully was Bunker. He came to us in 2014, and before that we had other breeds like a Staffordshire Bull Terrier and small breed. But I always loved the power breeds, and with that I fell in love with the American bully. Our last Staffy died, and I thought, well, the only dog that's coming in here has to be an American bully. So that's basically a little bit how it started. And I always have worked with dogs on behavior, on medical issues, things. I'm also a vet tech, so dogs have been incorporated with me my whole life on different areas. We first had the English Staffy, so that's the Staffordshire Bull Terrier. The first one was without a pedigree. It was a perfect dog. She was so sweet, could do everything with her. But she died at 2 years old. She had lymphoma cancer. And we also had another Staffy that was a male, and he died at 12, like a normal age. But I always have seen the American bully on the internet. And I had a friend of mine who had 2 American bullies. And I thought, well, this is going to be my next breed. So when our last Staffy died, we just went looking on the internet to find any breeders in Holland, because we lived in Holland then. And it was difficult because there were not so many American bullies like there are now. I think there was only one advertisement on Marktplaats for American bully. And a friend of mine who breeds English bulldogs, he knew somebody who bred American bullies, and he brought us in contact with that breeder, and that's how Bunker came to us. Well, I learned about the American bully on the internet, basically. In that time, most of the time they were called bully pits or bullies, just like so in general. I've always had a love for power breeds, so when I saw the American bully, like the tough character, but sweet on the inside, you know, but a badass on the outside, that's really what spoken to me to get to know the American bully breed better. That friend gave us the information of that breeder, and we got in contact with him, and he said, well, I have a male and a female available at this time, so just come over and you can see them. And we actually went there to go see the female, and when we came there I fell in love with the male, and that was Bunker. The breeder was a nice guy, but health-wise, not so good dog. A terrible dog health-wise. We always joke about that he's like the $1 million dog. Yeah, so that's also a little bit my story behind becoming a breeder myself and health testing my dogs. I just thought, well, I can probably do better than him. So that's how it all started a little bit. Because I've had dogs my whole life, and when I was a vet tech, you see a lot of different breeds, and you have like basic medical knowledge, you know. So I thought, well, I think I can do better than that breeder where we got Bunker from, and I thought, well, let's start health testing first, and we'll see from there on what happens, what we will do, and that's kind of how it all began. Well, I think there are a lot of things. Most people think it's easy to breed, and through the years I've experienced a lot of bad luck, females not getting pregnant, puppies die after 9 days and you don't know what happens. When you health test your dogs, you can also have like that there are bad results and you cannot use your dog in your breeding program. So, and next to that, you also have to get a perfect home for your puppies. That's the most important thing. And your, how do you say that? Your responsibility doesn't stop here at the end of the door when the puppies go outside. No, I am available for my puppy buyers 24/7, the lifelong as the puppy is still there. I still have contact with buyers who bought puppies from us like 5-6 years ago. So it's a lot of hard work and dedication if you want to do it the right way. We don't breed the standard dogs I have because the funny thing is, Bunker was the first, and Humvee, my white standard male, he's officially standard extreme, but that class, the extreme class, doesn't exist anymore, so we call him standard. He was our second dog we bought, and he was such a nice example, good health testing. So a friend of ours had a female, and we thought, well, maybe that would be a nice combination. The female was also tested, pedigrees would be a nice outcross, so we thought, well, why not? That first breeding I did, I kept 2 dogs from the litter, a female and a male. The female I wanted to keep, and the male my husband wanted to keep, but I said I don't want to keep a male because in the future I only have something out of a female. But he said, no, we need to keep him, Well, okay, so we did. And the funny thing is, he became ABKC XL champion. So, and the female, not so good results in the health testing, so she got spayed and we didn't use her. She still lives with us, but she's not in our breeding program. So that's our first XL American Bully, and he's a champion. So let's find a female for him. So, you know, that's how we found, we bought from a breeder from France, we bought a female. She unfortunately developed problems in the back legs, so we couldn't use her in a breeding program. We got another female from the same breeder, so that was very correctly solved. And then we bred my XL male to the XL female we bought. She produced only 1 puppy, but that puppy is now the youngest XL American Bully female champion in Europe. So, and then next to that we have the pockets. I have a love for both of the varieties, you know. I love the pockets because they're easygoing and they can all go together, and they're fun and love life. But I also love the big dogs. Take them like 1 or 2 hours walking in the woods, and that's not something you do easily with the pocket. So, but here in the house they say no more XL coming into the house anymore. So I'm gonna focus probably more on the pockets, but for this time, first we're gonna take a break in the breeding because we had a very big loss, our last litter, and I still am emotionally recovering from that. Let's call it that way. Yeah. It's difficult because the perfect American Bully doesn't exist, but the thing I love to see most is a real bully type dog. So not a Steffi type dog, but a real bully type dog. But it still has to have movement, and it still has to have a good front and a good angulation, and that is what I want to do with my breeding program. So create a real bully type dog, but with good movement, good front, good back. And it's not going to be easy because it's not going to work like in the first year or in your second or third breeding. It's going to probably take years. But I think it's a shame we see a lot of like Steffi type dogs. They are most of the time more correct, huh? So they have most of the time better angulation, better front. But I would love to see something in between. Like you have to see the dog and think that's an American Bully, not, oh, would it be a Staffy, or is it an English Bulldog, or So my breeding program focuses on show dogs. Let me call it show dogs, with good functionality and preferably ABKC champion. In Dutch we say fokken is gokken, and it's basically says breeding is a gamble. And even breeders that breed like 30 or 40 years always say breeding is gambling. And it kind of is, because you can study a pedigree and you can look at the dogs and think you have the perfect combination, but then the DNA thinks something else, and the outcome is not what you're hoping for. But by studying the pedigree, doing the health testing, and trying to create the best you can. If you did a breeding and you didn't like the outcome, maybe you have to stay away from that combination of bloodlines, so that's why you study pedigree. For me, outcross worked very well in the breedings that I did. But you can't keep doing outcross and outcross and outcross, because you're gonna lose your features. So for maybe next year, I'm gonna plan a line breeding to keep the features that I have in my dogs that I bred, to keep them, to keep the features that I like, and to keep the health that I like. So it's just difficult. I don't have a clear answer how you would correct things, you just have to see what the outcome is, and as long as the dogs are healthy and live a happy life in their family home, then it's all win-win. I as a breeder would love to breed the next ABKC champion, but that's like my goals are here. But for the people who have a dog at home, he's always going to be the prettiest and the sweetest and the best. So that's okay for me. But I'm my worst critic, I think. I have, like I said, I have my own hydrotherapy practice for like 18 years now. So I've seen a lot of bad dogs health-wise. And I honestly know that health testing is not gonna take away all the health problems, but I think it is necessary that you breed with a healthy base, so that the female and the male you use are healthy. We know a lot of American Bullies have heart problems, and it's most of the time easy to let them check by the vet and see if the heart is okay. In my practice, I see like FCI breeds, the Labrador, the Rottweiler, all kinds of breeds. And in the FCI, it's you cannot breed without health testing, because it's obligatory. And they've been testing those dogs for, I think, 30 or 40 years now, and still they have dogs with elbow dysplasia. They still have dogs with hip dysplasia, although both parents are free. So I know through my work that health testing will never give you 100% guarantee on healthy puppies, but you want to start with a healthy base. You want to do the best you can in producing healthy puppies. So that's my reason to do the health testing. And it's just to give to your clients that you do your best to give them a healthy puppy. You cannot guarantee it for 100%, but you do your utterly best to give them a healthy puppy, and that's for me very important. I've always loved the competition in the show ring. When we had the Staffies before, we also did the FCI shows, so it wasn't really new to me. And the first time I thought, well, just give it a try. And I really enjoy it, working with my dogs and if you win, it's even better, you know, you get the prizes. And it's also a tool to show to your clients, well, see, we bring our dogs to the show. We do our best to get them out there and seen by different judges. And when they get praise for the show, or when they get a ribbon, you can see that well, if you get like to the ABKC championship, you can say, well, I probably have a good dog. So, and if he's healthy also, then why not use him in your breeding program? ABKC is the main registry. They started with the American Bully, but like we have in Holland, you have like ABKC, and that's more the Dutch. That's the Dutch Bully Kennel Club, and the vibe is a little different. It's more like a family thing. It's more laid back. So most of the time, it's a good practice if you have young dogs to take them there, to practice with them in the show ring, to get them ready for the real deal. Let's call it that way. And it's also nice to see everyone, you know, and talk with everybody, and network a little bit. And also at the DBKC, people come there to see new breeders, or to get their first encounter with the American Bully. And you never know if there will be a new puppy buyer, a new client available there. So, and I just love the vibe, just the more relaxed and laid back vibe. Okay. Well, I love the show scene, and I would love to use my knowledge throughout the years to have that to go to the show ring and judge those dogs. How do I became? Well, I was basically asked to do the judging for ICBR. I haven't judged the show yet, but that will come. And I have to thank one of the other breeders in Holland, because he was the one who told to the ICBR, talk to her. She would probably be a good one. So I'm really thankful for that. in the American Bully breed and showing, it's more show, you know. It's more like the American way, let's call it that way. In the FCI, it's more strict, more it's a different vibe, you know. That's the easiest way to explain it. But nonetheless, judges judge your dog. They touch your dog, they look at the movement, they look at the bite. So in that way, it's the same. The vibe is different. Yeah. Let's be honest. If you do a show, you're there to win. You're not going to the show to not be placed, or to not get a ribbon, you know. So we all there to win, and a bit of competition is good. When I'm there, I'm always focused on my dogs. People sometimes maybe think that I'm not a nice lady, but that has nothing to do with the people there. I'm just focused on my dogs to make sure that that they're okay, that they go outside, that they don't experience too much stress, and that they do a good job in the ring, because that is why we are there. And I just love that vibe. And if you then also win like a first place, or you get the best meal, yeah, that's adrenaline shot for me. Well, a lot of dedication, a lot of traveling through all Europe, because if you only go to the ABKC shows in your country, it's very difficult to, because in Holland there might be 4 shows a year. It can be done to get ABKC championship, but you have to have like the most perfect American Bully to obtain an ABKC champion in 4 shows. Probably also because it's very busy in the shows in Holland, because the outcome is very big. But you have to travel. I mean, we traveled through the years we traveled to France, because France also had like ABKC shows. Romania, Slovakia, Hungary, Spain, Italy. So it takes a lot of free time, a lot of money and a lot of dedication. And to be honest, if I have a dog that I go to shows with, and I have like done 5, 6, 7 shows and the dog's never placed, yeah, I have to probably be honest and say, well, maybe it's not for her, the shows. Maybe she's more, he or she is more breeding stock than show stock. There's a difference between breeding and show dogs. But if a dog wins at a young age, you can try to take it further, try to perfect your stacking skills with him or her, and just give it a try. And we were very lucky that we have three ABKC champions in our. Am I saying that right? Yeah, 3 in our camp. One lives with a girl in Germany, who's also, the dog was also bred by us, so that's 4 ABKC champions. And we also have 1 grand champion, but ABKC, so the Dutch Bully Kennel Club. Yeah. I really hope to do a few more shows with the XL female that just became champion, and my pocket male who just became champion. We'll see if it would be so awesome to get like a grand champion in ABKC. If it's possible, we will see. I'm not for sure, but we're gonna try. And I hope our little 6-week-old prospect Lava will go to the show ring and kill them all. No, just kidding. But hopefully she will do very good in the ring, but we will see what happens. I have my own hydrotherapy practice. Yeah, it's basically physiotherapy in water. So I have a small swimming pool, and I also have a treadmill in the water. So the dogs walk in the water or swimming. That depends on the type of injury they have or the type of rehabilitation they need. They started like 40 years ago in England with hydrotherapy, and it started in the scene for the running dogs. How do you, not sure how to pronounce it in English, but the whippet kind of dogs, yeah, because in that scene there's a lot of money involved. So dogs that have injuries, it's better for the owners if they recover more quickly. So hydrotherapy on the aqua treadmill started like 40 years ago or something, and like I think I'm doing this 18 years now. I did my education in Belgium, because when I started, let's say I started like about 20 years ago with the hydrotherapy, but not for myself, but with a physiotherapist here in Belgium, and he taught and learned me everything. And after 2 years, I started my own practice in Holland, and it's basically a rehabilitation after torn ACL or after operation for a patelloluxation. Dogs with hip dysplasia, dogs with elbow dysplasia, but also dogs that are at age and have arthritis. They swim in the water, and the water is 28 degrees, so it's like a nice lukewarm water. It makes sure that all your blood vessels open up. There's more blood flow and more oxygen streaming through the muscles, and it makes you build a little bit more muscles. And also, like swimming is the only way of moving that you use 90% of all your muscles. That's the only sporting that uses that. So you can create a lot of different kinds of therapy to help the dogs move better or get more muscle in the place they need it. So that's basically what I do. We of Canem Bully Firm, but also our friends from Hookmania, get together and thought, well, we're gonna put together a badass show, and we hope to see everybody on the 28th of October. We already have the judges, but we're gonna keep it a little secret. We're gonna post that on our page. You have to take my word, you don't want to miss this ABKC show. We're gonna make this one to remember. We're gonna do a lot of things that are not happening at other shows. And just gonna make sure everybody has a perfect time, let me say it has a VIP treatment on our show. So during the coming weeks, we're gonna tell you every week a little bit more about the show, what we're gonna do, what you're gonna expect, who the judges will be, and yeah, we have very big plans for this show. So it's gonna be on the 28th of October. It's gonna be 2 shows, and it's gonna be in Antwerp, like it's called Zandvliet, but it's the city of Antwerp. If you want to know more, follow our Facebook page, ABKC the Antwerp edition, because all the information will be posted on there. And if you have any questions, just send us a private message and we will get back to you as soon as possible. What can they expect from us? See us in the show ring very often. Showing my own dogs, but also showing dogs of friends, or if people would like me to show their dog, they can always ask me. Yeah, I'm kind of fond of dogs becoming ABKC champions, so I hope the future will bring CCBF a few more champions. If you want to know more about us or want to talk to us, our website is ccbf.nl, because we lived in Holland first and now in Belgium. And you can also find us on Facebook, Mara Bunker, or Mara _CCBF.